LSU's Tigers, they won 8 in a row to start the year. They're ranked second nationally in every college baseball poll. These teams have split their last 8. Add all that together, and it should be a good one tonight. The Cajuns and the Tigers next on ESPN+. Welcome to a sold-out Teague Moore Field. We'll have well over 6,000 on hand tonight. A lot of fans from both teams for the 87th all-time meeting. Yes, these teams have faced off a lot, and it includes some memorable games. But it's the Tigers' first trip to the Teague since 2021. Hello again, everyone. I'm Dan McDonald, along with my broadcast partner, former Cajun standout Brennan Breaux, one of the few guys who's seen both sides of this rivalry. Brennan, Jay Johnson took over as Tiger head coach back in 2022, has not missed a beat. 2 out of the last 3 national titles. They've got a good shot at another one this year, and if they make a run, Jake Brown's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, the junior outfielder out of Sulphur seems to get better every year. He had 320 with 8 homers, 48 RBI, and 11 steals last year, and he's on pace to blow those numbers out of the water this year. He leads the Tigers at 393 with 5 homers and 20 RBIs, and already through 13 games, he's leading a team that's hitting well over 300 as a club.
The Cajuns haven't hit as well as Matt Deggs would like, but they pitched it and picked it in winning 9 of those last 10, and they've done it against one of the top 25 schedules in the country. They had a streak of 17 straight shutout innings over the last weekend. They also had hits in 11 straight innings. Maddox Mandino had more than his share of those.
Yeah, the junior from Minden, Louisiana is hitting .302 and had a big weekend this past weekend, going 5 for 7 at the plate with 2 stolen bases in the Cajuns' Saturday and Sunday wins over UC San Diego. But he's also leading the Cajuns with 9 RBI, and he can make a lot of things happen if he's able to get on base.
It's the finale of a 9-game homestand for the Cajuns and the first true road appearance of the year for the Tigers. It should be a fun one tonight. First pitch is next on ESPN+. And a pretty much a packed house on hand tonight at ML Teague Moore Field as we get set for the first meeting between these two teams here at the Teague since back in 2021. Cody Brash will get the start for Louisiana. Brash was the guy I talked about in the preseason. He was going to be the closer for this team. Brennan, he still might be, but this will be his first start. He did have 5 solid innings against Maryland in that 15-inning game earlier, so he has the capability to go more than just short relief.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the longevity to stretch out. I would say 5 would probably be the max, the longer end of his outing, but got really good stuff. You're going to see a fastball right out the gate, 95, 97 miles an hour. We've seen him touch 98 before, and it's got some cutter action to it. Going to come with a pretty good slider and changeup to round it out as well.
The native of Hazlet, Texas, making his 5th appearance of the year, 10 total innings. Gave up 7 hits first time he pitched this year and 5 earned runs against Missouri State. Since then, he's been pretty much lights out with a couple of saves. And he will face this Tiger lineup that's hitting .310 on the year, and they've got a lot of home run power. But Brendan, the most important thing, all that hitting is okay, but you got to score runs when you do it. LSU is 11th in the country in scoring runs.
Yeah, I mean, this is a potent offense, and I mean, just star power from top to bottom. You see it here. They've been on a little bit of a skid the past 5 games, but they're due to break out at any moment.
Derek Curiel, the sophomore center fielder, will lead things off for the Tigers. .294 on the year, 11 runs batted in out of the leadoff spot. Jake Brown, who's been hitting leadoff a lot this year, he's hitting second. He's on deck. As Brash gets set, first pitch offering outside at 96 miles an hour. Big cut and a miss, and he touched 97 on that one. So Brash is going to come out throwing heat. And that's what he's done in a couple of his relief appearances this year, especially in the 2 games he got the saves. 1-1. Trackman says it was a strike. Benjamin Wood disagreed, calling the balls and strikes. Blake Thames is at first base. Ryan Broussard at second. Luke Weems at third, assigned out of the Sun Belt Conference. Cut and a miss at that one, and it's even up 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Brash's 4 pitches have been at either 96 or 97. This one misses low.
See, and the key for these guys that normally throw in the back end of games, when they start games, it's a whole different preparation process. Sometimes when you throw in the back games, you only got 7 or 8 pitches that you're able to get loose.
The 3-2's down low, ball 4. So Curiel's on base with a leadoff walk. Tigers also ranked 6th in the country in drawing 3 passes. And they got this one early.
So again, it's different preparation, and we're going to see that on LSU side as well. Gavin Guidry's going to get the hill to start out. He's usually out of the pen, not used to starting as much. Different preparations. Who can settle in? Who can give these teams good outings?
Jake Brown, 393 on the year, 5 homers, 20 runs batted in. First pitch from Brash, that misses outside. Brown tied for 3rd in the country in hits with 22. He's 7th in total bases, 14th in runs batted in, 25th in home runs. I would say he's off to a good start. 1-0 pitch, cut at and missed. And that one was a little up out of the zone.
Yeah, and that's a guy in Jake Brown where he's waited his time. He's waited his turn. Now it's his turn to be an everyday starter, an everyday producer in this lineup, and so far he's done a really good job.
Throw over at Curiel as he draws one. Curiel 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year. The Tigers 10 out of 13 as a team through 13 games, so averaging about 1 attempt per game. 1-1 pitch. This is fouled away. It'll get out of play over the Cajun dugout. Cajuns, on the other hand, 23 out of 31 on stolen bases this year. And over the weekend, they ran just about every time they had the opportunity. Brash with the look. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball's down low in the dirt. Brown's going to come up throwing, and they got him at second base. What a throw by Brown. Jay Johnson is already out of the dugout asking for a replay. Colt Brown threw a missile down there. I didn't even think it was going to be a close play.
Yeah, and Curiel got a really good jump. Saw the breaking ball down in the dirt and instinctively tries to swipe second base. Good throw by Colt Brown, giving Rodriguez a chance.
It's close.
It is very close.
And the call on the field was out, so you have to have definite evidence to overturn, and I don't see definite evidence right there. It looks like the tag's on the hip about the time the hand got into the bag.
Yeah, and being that the tag was so low on the body, you know, I thought Curiel in real time got in there, but after seeing the replay, it's a lot closer than what I thought.
Ryan Broussard, the umpire at second base, gave the out call, and we will wait to see what happens on the replay. But if the call does stand, that means that Colt Brown has thrown out now 50% of the runners that have tried to steal against him this year.
Yeah, a really good start off to his freshman campaign, both behind the plate and as an offensive catcher as well.
This is the finale of a 9-game homestand for the Raging Cajuns. And it's actually the first time that the Tigers have been on a foreign field. They did play 3 games in the Live Like Lou Jacks College Classic. It was hosted by D1 Baseball. But other than that, they played nothing but home games. Now, they'll play 4 more home games before they get into SEC play, and they will open SEC play on the road. They'll be traveling to Vanderbilt March 13, 14, and 15. So this is a good road test for this LSU team. And our crew is on the way back out, and we will soon find out.
After review, the runner at second base is out. LSU has 1 challenge remaining.
So Curiel is thrown out for the first time this year, and now opponents' base runners are only 7 of 14 against Colt Brown. So 2-2 to Jake Brown. This one is down in the dirt, or what suffices for dirt around home plate. All of the surface here at Tigmore Field, all artificial turf. Here comes the 3-2 from Brash. This one's laced to center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to one hop to Mandino, and Jake Brown continues his torrid hitting.
Yeah, it's a really good piece of hitting. Brash decides to go with the breaking ball 3-2 and catches a little bit too much of the plate, and you see Jake Brown just stay on it and shoot it right back up the middle for a one-out single.
That one will put him over 400 on the year. And it'll put a runner at first for the Tigers as Tanner Reeves, the DH, will stand in. Reeves at 238, making his 4th start of the year. And this pitch, wow, way in the zone on TrackMan, but called a ball. 97 miles an hour again from Brash. That one misses low. It's 2-0. Cajuns will be on the road this weekend. They'll travel up to play a very good Dallas Baptist team. The 2-0 down low, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes.
And Brash just has to understand that this Tigers lineup has seen 96, 97 before. They see it almost every day at practice, and they're going to see it almost every day when they come around to SEC play. So he's just got to execute his pitches and trust his stuff.
3-0 pitch. That one catches the inside part. Reeves has seen action in 8 games, 5 out of 21 this year. No homers, 4 runs batted in. He has walked 5 times, struck out 6. And this 96 mile an hour, and this one missed outside according to TrackMan, but it's called a strike. I guess you even things up. I'm really dangerous when I've got that TrackMan strike zone in front of me. You know that.
Oh, absolutely. And look, that does not lie.
Here comes the 3-2. Runner goes. This pitch is in for call, strike 3. Throw down from Brown is into center field. Jake Brown is up. He's headed for third. He's going to be in there safely. Reeves is called out on strikes for the second out. Brown will credit with the stolen base to get to second, and then an error allows him to move up to third base. If that is a throwing error on Colt Brown, that's just his 2nd of the year. He did a good job of framing that up, but really had no chance to get the base runner. So Jake Brown's at third, and Zach York will stand in, the first baseman. Takes one low and away. York hitting .275 this year, but 4 home runs. That's 2nd on the team, only behind Brown. 9 runs batted in. He's also walked 13 times this year in 13 games. .1-0 pitch, fouled back into the screen.
And if you're Brash, you're going to have to establish your fastball early in the counts. You're not going to be able to play from behind with this lineup. Again, although they've been struggling the last 5 games, it's firepower all the way up and down.
Breaking ball this time, catches the corner. Brash is out front, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung in and missed. York goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cody Brash. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Tigers nothing. Cajuns coming to bat. Tigers will also go with a guy who's normally a reliever. It's going to be Gavin Guidry, the junior from Lake Charles out of Barb High School. Guidry making his 4th appearance of the year, all in relief. He's thrown 9 innings, and he's been pretty much lights out. He's given up 3 hits, no runs. He has not walked a batter in those 9 innings. and he struck out 16. So that means 16 of the 27 outs he's recorded have been by strikeout.
Yeah, and coming off of a year that he had to sit out last year, you know he's glad to be back on the mound. And the one thing you got to respect with Gavin Guidry is that breaking ball. He really likes relying on that breaking ball in any and all counts. He's going to throw it when he's ahead. He's going to throw it when he's behind. You got to respect the fastball, but that breaking ball is really the one you got to watch out for.
Guidry's longest outing this year came in his last outing. That was against Dartmouth late last week. Through 3 2/3 innings, 1 hit, didn't give up anything besides that 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. He had previously thrown a couple of innings against Milwaukee and Kent State and a single inning against Indiana. Did not get a chance to see action last year, but 2 years ago, I'm not sure there was a more valuable Tiger down the stretch.
And I know Coach Jay Johnson's really enjoying having him back healthy and back on the staff. Not only from an experience standpoint, but he's a great bridge where you can use him in a starting role like you're seeing him tonight. You can use him as a setup role later in the games, or he can close it out to finish.
He'll throw against this Cajun lineup that is exactly the same lineup they've used in each of the last 2 games, as Donovan LaSalle's pretty much locked himself into that leadoff spot. LaSalle hitting .259. 7 hits this year, but 4 of them for extra bases. And Guidry's first offering fouled back into the screen at 92 miles an hour. So you've got Barb product against Barb product. This pitch is fouled away. And that means that there's one happy coach that is a longtime coach at Barb and a former Raging Cajun.
Yeah, I mean, that program is just a perennial powerhouse every single year in the state of Louisiana.
The 0-2's down low.
Between them and Catholic High of Baton Rouge, which we also have a handful of players on both sides tonight, those 2 coaches, those 2 programs, are some of the best in the country year in and year out.
The 1-2 from Guidry is fouled away again. Wonder if Coach Glenn Caccini might be here by some chance tonight. I know his team's getting ready to start its regular season over at Barb, but former Cajun. This one's a line shot, but foul down the third baseline past third base umpire Luke Weems.
We've seen the slider earlier in that bat. That's the more the 12-6 looper that he's got as well. Got really sharp break on the slider, but you see that just a little extra hump in that breaking ball.
That one went off the bat at 106 miles an hour. 1-2 fouled away. Look out over in the Tiger dugout. It goes right over the top. And the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a little bit of a cutter action on that fastball. You've seen that 2-seam at 92, 93 miles an hour. That one takes a little off of it, goes back glove side at 90 miles an hour. So it's really good repertoire for Gavin Guidry here to start.
LaSalle hitting .364 when he leads off innings this year. 1-2. Missed low and away. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good at bat here working by LaSalle's. Fouled off a couple pitches, couple close takes.
Big cut and a miss went after that breaking ball. First strikeout for Gavin Guidry. He's got 17 of those already this year in just over 9 innings.
And there's that slider again. You see it looks like a fastball, and then at the bottom end just drops out. LaSalle's seen it a couple times, couldn't make contact with that one to stay alive.
Cade Arambidi, the Tiger catcher, didn't even have to frame that one up very much. As Drew Markle will stand in, Cajun third baseman, hitting .256, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. He's already had 1 walk-off homer this year. Squares to bunt, takes another curveball, and Guidry's been able to land the curveball for the most part through the first couple batters.
Well, and see, there's that breaking ball, 1-0 count, generally a hitter's count. And Guidry has the confidence and the control to be able to land that breaking ball in that hitter's count.
Down low to Markle. Had a 3-game hitting streak snapped in the Sunday game against Cal San Diego, as again their slider and 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good call right there at the plate. Markle did in fact go around.
Started all 12 games at third base this year, as this one's down low. Cajuns have actually been solid in the infield. Same 4 infielders have started every game through the first 12. The 3-2's down low, ball 4. So Guidry gives up his first walk of the season. And Markle will be at first with 1 out.
And that was an excellent take by Drew Markle. Guidry likes to go with that cutter slider. 3-2, and that's not something, again, you generally see from a guy that throws 92, 93 miles an hour. A really good take by Markle to get the Cajuns something rolling here in the first.
Lee Amadei, senior out of Gonzales, played at St. Amant High School. Takes the breaker again down low. Amadei hitting .250, 1 homer, 7 runs batted in, 5 total extra base hits. Markle 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year, as he's at first base. And he goes on the pitch, hitting it the other way. It's a fair ball right down the line. Markle's going to be sent from third base. The throw is going to be cut off. Lee Amadei, he was a doubles machine last year. He was second in the Sun Belt Conference with 19 of them. He's got his 4th of the year.
And that was just a breaking ball on a hit and run that Markle's already getting a head start, and Lee Amadei just pokes the bat out there trying to protect his runner, gets it down the left field line, and with Markle's speed is able to score all the way from first, bringing up Rigo Hernandez here with another RBI chance here with 1 out in the first inning.
Hernandez, the senior Cajun second baseman, hitting .316. That leads the team. Throw to second, and that's going to go into center field. Mistake in communication between Guidry and the shortstop, Stephen Milam. That'll be an error on Guidry. So both teams with an error in the first inning.
And Guidry just kind of spikes the throw over there to second base and allows Amadei to move up 90 feet. Now you got runners at third.
Hernandez with a cut and a miss at an 86-mile-an-hour breaker.
With less than 2 outs here, ground ball to the middle will score Amadei. If you're Hernandez, you want to try and stay away from the corners here. Caraway at third is playing even with the bag, and so is York over there at first base.
Ground ball toward first base. They'll throw home, and the ball gets away. Arambidi can't handle the low throw. And the first baseman, York, didn't step on the first base bag either before he threw, so Hernandez is safe at first base. He'll be there on the fielder's choice, and we'll see how they scored. It might be a bad throw. Take another look at it. Throw was there in plenty time, but it was down low.
And Aaron Beatty never had control of the baseball. And Amade putting the pressure was going on what they call down angle. Anywhere on the ground in the infield, he's going to break for home. York fields it cleanly, and if he was able to make a good throw, would have gotten the out at home.
And the question is, he had an easy chance to step on first base before he ever threw it, and could have been a double play. Instead, they'll probably credit an error on the throw. We'll wait and see, but that's the second error of the inning for the Tigers. And just like that, it's 2-0. And they have credited York with an error. That's his first error of the year. We have a lot of firsts so far here in the first, and none of them have been good for the Tigers so far. Runner goes on the pitch. This one's blooped over toward the Tiger dugout. It will get out of play by Colt Brown, who threw out a runner in the first inning, and also hitting .333 on the year with 6 runs batted in.
And another hit and run there by Coach Matt Dex, trying to force the issue, trying to apply that pressure. Infield shifted way over. Middle infielders are pinched way up the middle, trying to get that double play ball. Big hole over there on first base, or on the right side of the infield, excuse me, with Zach York holding on the runner at first.
Hernandez goes on the pitch again. Hit and run right through the hole at second base. And Hernandez will scoot all the way over to third. Everything coming up right for the Cajuns here in the bottom of the first inning.
And back-to-back hit and runs for the Cajuns. And Colt Brown gets a hanging breaking ball inside outs. It does a good job of putting the barrel to it. It's exactly how you draw up the hit and run, and Hernandez is able to go first to third. Again, only 90 feet away. Bringing up Steven Spalita at the plate for another RBI chance for the Cajuns.
Spalita's been the DH all 12 games this year for Louisiana. Guidry with the look. Runner goes from first. This one's skied to center field. Pretty deep, but Curiel has got plenty room. He makes the catch. Hernandez will score easily from third base, and it's 3-0. For Spalita, RBI number 4 on the year.
And how many times in the last 3 or 4 games have we seen Steven Spalita hit a deep fly ball out to center? Just not a whole lot to show for it, but other than a really, really big RBI, puts up a crooked number here in the first inning for the Cajuns.
That'll bring up Blaze Rodriguez, the freshman shortstop. He's played every game at shortstop as a true freshman. Pitch out, and well, I'm not sure that the communication was there either, because Aaron Beatty had to reach back into the zone almost to make that catch. Brown at first base. He's 1 for 1 on steals this year. Fakes the run on the pitch, heads back, and the pitch is down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Gavin Guidry's already had to throw 23 pitches in this inning.
Let's see if they put the hit and run on here again with a hitter's count.
This one's hit hard to right field, but Brown is right there. He'll make the grab for the third out, but not before Louisiana puts across a 3 spot. And they do it on only 2 hits with a couple errors. We'll go to the second. Cajuns 3, Tigers 0. quickly. Cajuns have only committed 9 errors all season. They're fielding at a 982 mark. That's good for 36th in the country. Coming in, there's Colt Brown. What a job he has done for Louisiana as a true freshman behind the plate. We already talked about him throwing out 7 of the 14 runners that have tried to steal against him this year. Of course, he also had that single in the bottom of the inning. And the other Cajun freshman in the starting lineup, there's Blaze Rodriguez, as Louisiana starting 2 true freshmen. And both of them have come through big time for Coach Matt Deggs already this year. We'll go to the second. Cody Brash had to throw 22 pitches in the first inning, but struck out the last 2 batters he faced to strand Jake Brown at third base. And Stephen Milam will lead things off for LSU. 283 on the year, no homers, 9 runs batted in for the freshman. Skies this one to short center field. Actually, it's going to be Rodriguez, the shortstop. Isn't it amazing how we spotlight a player and then they automatically, every time they get a ball hit to them?
You've got a real knack for that.
Every time they get a ball hit to them. Cade Arambidi, the sophomore, hitting 300, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. First pitch from Brash is down low. Arambidi from beautiful Tomball, Texas. .10, 95-mile-an-hour fastball misses away, and Brash down 2 balls and no strikes.
There is so much talent that comes out of Tomball, Texas. So much baseball talent. It's unbelievable.
2-0, little tapper in front. Tough play for Markle, but it's going to dribble foul. And a fortunate bounce once again for Louisiana, because there was no way that they were going to throw Arambidi out.
Well, how about the English on that one? You see Arambidi, I guess, kind of gets it off the end of the bat. Not sure. Sometimes if it hits the plate, it'll kind of create some pretty wicked spin. But you see this. I mean,
this hit on the green. This hit on the green turf and then rolled foul.
And I think that was the only bet in trying to get Arambidi. They were not going to throw him out if that ball stayed fair. That was your only chance of having another shot at him here.
Looked like your 60-degree wedge that you hit. The way it's kind of hits and spins.
I wish I could do that. My handicap would be a lot better.
2-1 from Arambidi. Just got a piece of that one, fouled it back. Another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Two-twos down low and in. Way too many umpires wearing red in the stands tonight, because that one wasn't close. Three-two pitch, swung at it, nope, just got a piece of it. And that might have caught Colt Brown. Home plate umpire Benjamin Woods going to walk one out to give Brown a chance to shake that one off.
A little gamesmanship. And if it were to happen the other way around, if Benjamin Wood would take a shot back there, Colt Brown would reciprocate and do the same thing.
He'd walk out, have a quick little chat. Here comes the 3-2 again. Swung at and missed again. Third strikeout for Cody Brash. And there are 2 gone.
We talked about Gavin Guidry really liking that slider breaking ball combination. Cody Brash shows you he's got a pretty good one too, and he throws it 3-2 count. Arambidi looking for fastball, unable to catch up with that slider going away from him.
Seth Dardar, the second baseman, out of Mandeville, transferred back home from Kansas State. Takes the first pitch down low at 97 miles an hour. Dardar hitting .281, couple of homers, 10 runs batted in. He is also 16th in the country in drawing walks. He's drawn 14 walks in 13 games. 1-0 is on the inside corner. That one's down low. Dardar, redshirt senior, played his high school ball at Holy Cross. 2-1, swung at and missed. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Brash walked the first batter he faced. Second batter got a base hit. But since then, he's retired 4 in a row, 3 on strikeouts as this one's fouled away.
Brash just reared back and tried to blow that one by Dardar. Dardar does a good job of spoiling that one. He gets another crack at it here. Now, does Brash come back with 3 fastballs in a row, or does he decide to try to put him away with that breaking ball down in the dirt?
2-2 is in for call strike, and again, Trackman says no. Benjamin Wood says yes. 4th strikeout for Cody Dardar, or Cody Brash. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Cajuns 3, Tigers nothing. Overcast all day today in the Acadiana area, but comfortable at the ballpark. 71 degrees as you take a look at the Tiger defense. Tigers have committed 15 errors through 13 games. That's something that Jay Johnson would like to cut down. There's Jake Brown out there. He's got his batting average over 400 now with that first inning single. At his regular spot in right field. Stephen Milam at shortstop. Shortstop has not committed an error this year. He started now 14 straight games. And it will be 8-9-1 for Louisiana in the bottom of the second inning. As Maddox Mandino will lead things off, Cajun center fielder. 3rd on the team right now, 302. 9 RBIs, even though he's hit in the leadoff spot a lot this year. First pitch from Gavin Guidry in for a strike. Guidry threw 24 pitches in the first inning. Ground ball on the right side. Guidry will go over and cover. Nice play by York at first base, and quickly there's one gone.
I was going to see if you're going to be able to do it again, whether it be Milam or Jake Brown out there in right, but right side of the field just stays in the infield. Mandino, good speed over there, but good clean play by York, good cover by Guidry, first out of the inning. And that's a big key for Jake Johnson, was to make sure they get that first out of the inning, take care of the baseball. They didn't take care of the baseball as well in that first inning. Off to a good start here.
Griffin Hebert, Cajun left fielder, trying to get untracked offensively this year. 3 out of 27, hitting 111 with 3 runs batted in, and a big cut and miss, and quickly he's down, no balls and 2 strikes. Another Lake Charles product, but he played his high school ball at Sam Houston. They'll appeal down, but Luke Weems, the third base umpire, gives the palms down. And he did hold up. Little tapper in front, easy play for Guidry. He'll lob it over to York, and they trade positions for the second out of the inning. So after a little bit of a shaky start, Guidry's come back and retired 4 in a row.
And done a really nice job of settling in and getting 2 quick outs here in the second. Flips it back up to the top of the Cajun order, and Donovan LaSalle.
Yet another Lake Charles product, as we've got once again Barb versus Barb. LaSalle opened his career at Oklahoma State, played there 2 years. Skies the first pitch to right field. It's going to be an easy play for Brown and an easy inning for Gavin Guidry. He only had to throw 7 pitches in the inning. We'll go to the third. Cajuns 3, Tigers nothing. The LSU program to start the 2022 season in his 5th year, 201 wins already in his career with the Tigers, 518 total wins in his career that included head coaching stops in both Nevada and Arizona. This is his first trip to the Teague as the LSU coach, but not his first trip to the Teague. He was the coach of Arizona's Wildcats when they came here to the Teague for regional play, and they ended up advancing out of here and getting all the way to the College World Series that year. Cajuns defeated Arizona the first game of that regional, but Arizona came back and won twice at the end. Daniel Harden will lead things off for the Tigers. Junior left fielder hitting .333, making his first start of the year. And first pitch from Cody Brash misses for ball 1. Brash 36 pitches through the first 2. Harden, another of those Baton Rouge area guys. He played at Catholic High and transferred back to the Tigers from McLennan Community College. 1-1 breakers down low.
And he put together a couple good at-bats earlier in the week against Northeastern, so he gets the privilege of starting here tonight.
Two-one is cut at and missed. Harden came off the bench as a pinch hitter in that Monday game against Northeastern. Was 1 for 2 with an RBI. 2-2 just missed inside, and it's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that one, TrackMan said it just did miss. 3-2. That one didn't miss. Harden looks at a call, 3rd strike, and that's 5 strikeouts for Cody Brash through the first 8 hitters he's faced.
And not sure what Harden was looking for, but that's a fastball right down there at the bottom of the knee. Good job, Colt Brown, throwing that thumb underneath it and getting underneath it, framing it up for Benjamin Wood back there for the first out of the inning.
Trent Caraway, the junior 3rd baseman, .316. Hitting the number 9 spot, and skies this one to right center field and pretty deep. Mandino and LaSalle both making chase. LaSalle will get there and make the catch for the out. And he had to go a long way to get to that ball.
Caraway knew he was probably going to get a fastball. First pitch of the at-bat, he didn't wait around and puts a good jolt into it out there in right center, and that wind just pushed it right back into Donovan LaSalle out there in right field. 365
feet off the bat. But now 2 gone, and Derek Carrell, who drew a leadoff walk to start the ball game, was caught trying to steal. This one way inside, missed for ball 1. Brash has now retired the last 7 he's faced. 1-0 is shot foul down the left field line. Goes into the box seats that are pretty packed tonight, as is most of the rest of Teague Moore Field.
Yeah, I mean, sold out crowd coming into this evening. And
1-1 ground ball up the middle. This is going to get into center field for a base hit. So Carrell's going to be on base for the 2nd straight time. 2nd hit of the ball game for the Tigers.
And he's such a good handler of the bat. You know, I mean, you get a fastball outside, 95 miles an hour. Carrell turns it right back around at 103, ground ball right back up the middle. And that's what you want in a leadoff hitter against somebody who has a good eye, which Carrell does, is going to work a count again, which he does, and can handle the bat. Again, checking all 3 boxes there to get it to your big RBI guy here in Jake Brown.
Brown up to .404 on the year. .378 with runners in scoring position. .375 when he bats with 2 outs. Had a single his first time up. Stole 2nd, went all the way to 3rd on the throwing error, but was left stranded there. 1-1 is hit to second base. Hernandez to Rodriguez for the easy put out there. The 2-out hit does not blossom for the Tigers. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's still Cajuns 3, Tigers nothing. Diggs in his 7th season as head coach of the Raging Cajuns took over the program under some tough circumstances in the summer of 2019 when the longtime legendary Cajun coach Tony Robichaux passed away. Diggs came back to Lafayette. He served as Coach Robe's hitting coach for a couple of years in 2013 and 2014 before going and finding a lot of success at Sam Houston. They made 4 trips to the NCAA tournament. Cajuns made 3 trips to the NCAA tournament, 22, 23, and 24 before slipping last year. You see Coach Robichaux's number on the outfield. Only 2 Cajuns have ever had their numbers retired. One of them being Tony Robichaux. The other, of course, is Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry. Drew Markle leads all 4 Louisiana in the bottom of the third. Walked and scored his first time up. And Gavin Guidry starts him off with strike 1. 31 pitches for Guidry. He only had to throw 7 pitches in the second inning. Markle squared to bunt, pulled back, took ball 1. This one's fouled back. You know, Brendan, Matt Diggs just a baseball guy, and he made the statement this week that said this week he firmly believes that he's going up against the 2 best college baseball coaches in the country in Jay Johnson and Dan Hefner at Dallas Baptist. This one sliced down the right field line. It's going to get in the box seats, and I tell Jake Brown not to crash into that wall that comes out there really close to that first base foul line.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that the Cajuns are going to be in for it this week. They've got their hands full. Again, number 2 ranked team in the country coming in here tonight, and then they go to Dallas Baptist this weekend. A very, very good Dallas Baptist team. 2 very good coaches that really, really know how to get their programs to win.
Markle swings and misses at the 1-2. Guidry took something off that, 87 miles an hour. He's got his second strikeout. And he's now retired 6 in a row.
And there's that breaking ball. Gavin Guidry elects to go with the fastball early in the count to try and get ahead of Markle, which he does a really good job of, and then gets that breaking ball down in there to finish.
And Gavin Guidry, we figured that these pitchers were going to be on short outing tonight. And the Tigers will go to the bullpen here in the third. We'll come back to meet the new Tiger pitcher. When we return, we play in the bottom of the third. Cajuns leading at 3-0. And they'll bring on sophomore left-hander Ethan Plog, junior college transfer from Iowa Western Community College out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, making his 4th appearance of the year, all of them in short relief. He got the win in relief against Kent State through 1 inning. Didn't give up a hit, walked 1, struck out 2 in that. His numbers on the year pretty good coming out of the pen. 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 2, struck out 4. 5.40 ERA. And he'll throw from the other side. Cajuns will have to switch around and face the left-hander Plog. Opponents hitting .286 against him this year.
Yeah, and again, a much different look from Gavin Guidry. Big righty over the top, and you see here Plog is that lefty kind of low 3/4, so he's going to have some run on that fastball. Going to be upper 80s to low 90s with that fastball. Going to have a sweeping breaking ball and a changeup to mix in too. So much different look for the Cajuns offensively.
Gavin Guidry goes 2 1/3 innings, gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, all of them actually earned, even though there were a couple of errors in that inning. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He threw 36 pitches, 25 of them 4 strikes. And Plog will face Lee Amadei, who doubled his first time up back in the first inning. Picked up an RBI and then came around to score. This first pitch right at the bottom of the zone from Plog for strike 1. Tapper in front.
And you talk about English. That's the second time in the ball game that the Cajuns have been the benefactor of some severe English on the baseball, as Aaron Beatty came out, tried to make the play, and then it just squirted away from him.
Yeah, I think that's going to go down as a hit for Lee Amade. You'll see it back up here once it takes that second bounce. And Aaron Beatty just overruns it. Doesn't account for then. You see it hit that plate on that first bounce, and it gets a little squirrely once it hits that plate.
And they will credit Amade a base hit, so he's got his second hit of the ball game. Rigo Hernandez, fielder's choice RBI his first time up, and a quick throw to first. Amade back in, 2 for 3 stealing bases this year. Plog with a long look. Hernandez tried to get the bunt down, fouled it away. Those 3 games this weekend against Dallas Baptist for Louisiana, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 1 o'clock, all Central Time, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of those will be available on ESPN+. Tigers will return back home this weekend. They will take on Sacramento State. 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6:30, 6, and 1 Central Time. They'll be on the SEC Network Plus.
And a big key for the Tigers tonight, if the Cajuns are able to reach base, is going to be controlling the run game. So you'll see the pitchers pick over a bunch of times. You'll see them mix up their timing, mix in their holds, and hold the ball a little longer one time than they do another.
Hernandez goes after the bunt, doesn't come up with it. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it caught the inside corner anyway. Strike 2.
And if Aaron Beatty could have came up with that cleanly and made a throw over to first base, you could have argued that it would have been an interference call with Hernandez coming through the box like that.
0-2. Fouled back into the screen. If you're just joining us, Louisiana scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. They did it on a couple of hits and a couple of Tiger errors. 0-2, misses outside. Aaron Beatty tried to frame it up for plate umpire Benjamin Wood. Aaron Beatty started 10 games behind the plate this year. The other 2, he was the DH. 1-2 pitch, ground ball towards short. Milam has it. He'll go to second for 1. Throw to first is not in time. Throw was on 1 hop. York came up with it cleanly, but Hernandez able to leg it out to get out of the double play.
And Milam's feet made this play here. You see him get around that ball, plant that foot in the ground, and then throw off of it. Makes a good, clean feed over to Dardar at second base.
Wow.
Unable to get the turn. And I think if they would have challenged this play, I think they got him upon further review.
You've got the double play.
Excellent play. Really, really good footwork over there by Milam at shortstop. And you see why he is one of the best shortstops, one of the best players in the country in the middle infield.
0 errors already this year, and now in his 14th game. As Colt Brown stands in, had a base hit his first time up. Brown's got his average up to 348, and that is now the best mark on this Louisiana team. Hitting over 500 with runners on base, and this was a shot up the middle. Brown is 2 for 2.
I mean, the kid's just a hitting machine. Gets a breaking ball his first at bat that he executes the hit and run on the right side and gets a fastball out on the outside part of the plate and shoots it right back up the middle. He's 2 for 2 so far. And again, having another good night for the freshman catcher.
This is the head coach, Jay Johnson, making a trip out. Nate Yeske is the pitching coach, and he also makes a lot of trips, but oh, okay, that is Nate Yeske. Okay. No.
No, that's Coach Johnson.
That's what
right
I thought.
Yep,
okay.
Yep. And it's probably just, again, a settle down meeting. It's one pitch away. You got to the inning. He wants to make sure that his pitcher executes pitches now with the runner in scoring position over at second base.
Coach Johnson's team went 53-15 last year. And if I get a chance, I've got a trivia question for you. As Steven Spalita stands in, had a sac fly RBI his first time up. That one scored Hernandez from third base. This pitch is in for call strike, 93 mile an hour. What do Omaha University, Northwestern State, and Arkansas Little Rock have in common?
It's got to be something in the coaching tree.
0-1 way outside, gets away off the glove of Aaron Beatty, and everybody will move up. The answer? Those were the only teams outside the SEC that LSU lost to all last season.
Yeah,
I got that in because, of course, Northwestern State.
Well, and
I had to get the alma mater in there.
Well, and I was coming at it from, if you look at the coaching tree that has come out of Northwestern State, it's incredible. I mean, just to name a few off the top of my head, Coach Matt Deggs was there for a short stint. Dave Van Horn, John Cohen.
That one's fouled in front of the plate. They have had some good ones come through there.
And they've all got links to Omaha as well.
1-2 to Spalita. 238 on the year. RBI situation for the junior transfer. That one breaks outside, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spalita played in only 20 games in 2 years at Mississippi State. Heavily recruited when he came out of Fontainebleau High School. Two-two pitch. That one's nubbed foul and off the hand of Matt Deggs, and he doesn't miss very many of those. That former slick fielding infielder for the Mobile Bay Sharks and the Tennessee Tomahawks back in his minor league baseball days.
We talked about the footwork made the play for Stephen Milam out at shortstop. Not so much the case here.
Yeah,
for
that
Coach
was
Matt
not
Deggs.
good footwork. This pitch, boy, just missed low and away. So now it's 3-2 to Spalita. Did he hold up? No, he did not. He's rung up at the plate. First strikeout for Ethan Plog, and he gets out of a second and third jam here in the third. We'll go to the 4th inning. Cajuns 3, Tigers nothing. These two teams have been going at it for a long time, all the way back to 1912. Tigers lead the all-time series 59-28. This is game number 88 between these two teams. Tigers have won 6 out of the last 10. They've split the last 8. Cody Brash threw 3 innings. Gave up only 2 hits. Struck out 5. Struck out actually 5 of the 11 batters he faced. Stranded a runner at third in the first inning. And what was a solid performance for him, and the Cajuns would go to the bullpen.
And they'll bring on Hayden Pearson, the freshman left-hander from right across town at Ascension Episcopal here in Lafayette. Ascension Episcopal, of course, being in Youngsville. Standout for the Blue Gators and making his 6th appearance of the year already. He's 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA. He's had a part in 2 of the Cajuns' 3 shutouts this year. 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. He has walked 4, but he struck out 7. And opponents hitting only .059 against him.
And a really good young lefty for the Cajuns. Really good fastball command, upper 80s, low 90s with the fastball. Good sweep and breaking ball. Does have a changeup, but it's primarily fastball breaking ball for Hayden Pearson.
And he'll face Tanner Reeves to lead off the 4th inning. Reeves struck out his first time up against Cody Brash. Takes the first pitch, misses ball 1. This one's popped up. It'll get into the grandstand area. Nope, it's going to get up on the roof. It's out of play. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay, that's not Tanner Reeves. I missed the call for the pinch hitter. That's John Pearson, sophomore right-hander out of West Monroe. Skies the 1-1 pitch. That's probably also going to get out of play. Amadeus making chase just out of reach of the Cajun first baseman. Pearson this year hitting .385. He's made 4 starts this year, 5 out of 15. He's got a couple of homers, 4 runs batted in. Slugging .846 in his plate appearances this year. But down 1-2 to Pearson. Swings and misses at something way up out of the zone. First strikeout for Pearson.
You see Pearson just climb the ladder with that fastball. And the hitter Pearson unable to catch up with it. Pearson versus Pearson right there.
No wonder I got confused. Zach York will stand in. Struck out his first time up. Now at .268 on the year. .1-0 from Pearson, misses away. Cody Brash, 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Walked 1, struck out 5. 48 pitches, 27 of them for strikes. Hayden Pearson falling behind Zach York, 3 balls and no strikes. Pumps a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in, strike 1. This one's way inside, and actually, I don't know if it nicked him or not. They didn't call the dead ball, so we'll assume it's just a base on balls. York's done that a lot. He's now got 14 of those this year. So York at first with 1 out, and Stephen Milam will stand in. Popped up to the shortstop his first time. As Colt Brown out to have a quick word with his fellow freshman.
And Milam is a switch hitter, so he'll be hitting from the opposite side against the lefty Pearson.
Pearson's last outing came against Kansas State. The midweek game, he threw 2 innings, no hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Did not get the decision there. Got a win against Maryland in relief during that weekend series just over a week ago. First pitch to Milam's down low with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Milam hitting .286 off of left-handed pitching this year.
1-0 is also down low.
Again, Pearson needs to start finding the zone here with that fastball. Do not want to be pitching from behind to this lineup.
Taylor Sandifer, the Cajun pitching coach, on his way out. Pearson made his first appearance of the year in the third game of the opening series against Missouri State. Did not give up a hit in that one, obviously.
Cajuns have Parker Smith in the bullpen right now. Getting a little throwing in. Don't know how short the leash on Pearson is, especially if he keeps walking.
You knew that Brash was on a fairly short leash because they obviously want him available in relief duty this week against Dallas Baptist. The 2-0 from Pearson. That one's a call strike. Looked a little low from up here, but (2-1) ground ball on the left side. Markle to Hernandez. Throw across is in time. Cajuns turn their 7th double play of the year, and they are out of the 4th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Still Cajuns 3, Tigers nothing. At home to start the season, including a sweep of Milwaukee, and then went and won the 3 games in tournament play. They were 8-0 at the time. They lost a home game to McNeese by 1 run, won 3 more at home, and then had that struggle on Monday night, that rare Monday game. Northeastern jumped out on them 10-0, and then held on to win that one 13-10. Every once in a while, baseball just gets you. But the Tigers have their strength of schedule right now is only 155 in the country. Now that will take a quantum leap up when they start getting into SEC play, obviously, and you know that's one benefit of playing in the world's best baseball conference, is that you don't have to worry about your strength of schedule.
No, and all of those guys that play in the SEC, they're big leaguers that haven't made it yet. I mean, from top to bottom, you've got big league talent scattered all throughout that league. And it is impressive to watch once you get into SEC play.
Ethan Plog back out for his first full inning of work. He came on in relief with 1 out in the 3rd. Gave up a couple base runners, but worked his way out with a strikeout. And facing Blaze Rodriguez, who lined out to right field his first time. Louisiana's strength of schedule right now is 23rd in the country. Ouch, and that went off of Aaron Beatty. And Benjamin Wood will take that walk out to the mound again.
And there's going to
here on the bunt. Ouch.
Right on the bottom of the leg. It's where the pads are not.
Yes. Cajun opponents coming into this week's games are 67-33.
And a big talk, especially as the year goes on, is RPI, and it's the power index, basically.
Little tapper back toward the pitcher. Plog, throw to first. Ooh, inside the line, but York able to make the play for the first out.
So RPI, again, it's just the power index for college baseball. UL sitting right now at 17th in the country. Southern Miss has the #1 RPI in the country.
And deservedly so.
Absolutely. A team that the Cajuns saw here just a couple weeks ago, Missouri State, they're sitting at 7th in the country in RPI. San Diego State, who came in here last weekend, 28th in the country. Louisiana Tech, 33rd, and all the way up and down the list.
Maddox Mandino grounded out, nubbed one to the first baseman's first time up.
tries to bunt his way on, bunts through it, strike one. Oh, 1 from Plog, tried to bunt again. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Mandino trying to bring that bunt with him down the first base side. With Plog falling off to the third base side, he's trying to bunt that ball back behind him.
Bottom has fallen out on a couple of breaking balls as Mandino puts this one back into the screen. I don't think there's any question Cajuns have played probably their best to date non-conference schedule that they played in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when you make these schedules are made 2 or 3 years in advance, and so you never really know how the schedules are going to play out and what the teams are going to look like until they actually come in here. And the Cajuns have played pretty good so far, and the teams that they've played have turned out to be pretty good as well. And so that's why you're seeing those RPI points, you know, sit where they are.
1-2 pitch. That's outside. They'll appeal down, but Luke Weems says no.
LSU's RPI is sitting at 79th right now, and that's a little bit low. And again, once we get into conference play and the competition that LSU faces week in and week out starts to get better and better and better,
that
RPI
will take care of itself.
Absolutely. That RPI is going to skyrocket back up towards the top.
2-2 is up high and away. And Mandino's worked its way back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two is in for call strike 3. 93-mile-an-hour fastball that again looked low on the TrackMan, but not low. And it's been consistently like that the entire game as Mandino goes down. Second strikeout for Plog.
And that's just the human element of the game. You know, a really good job of Aaron Beatty getting underneath it and presenting it, getting that third called strike 3.
Cajuns will come with a pinch hitter, Mark Collins. Hitting .235 on the year. He started 3 games this year. Already has a high point this year. He had the only run in that 1-0 win over Kansas State. They came on a solo home run in the 3rd inning of that one. The 1-0 misses up and away. 2 balls and no strikes to the product of Opelousas and Opelousas Catholic High School. And he will stay in the game in some outfield capacity. 2-0 pitch. This is skied to right center field, hit pretty deep. But Brown has room right on the edge of the track. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out. So up and down inning for Ethan Plog. Will go to the 5th. Cajuns 3, Tigers nothing. Louisiana started off the season 0-2. They lost the first 2 games in that opening home series against a very good Missouri State team, but then won the 3rd game of that series. Went on the road to take on Rice, beat them 3-0, and those games sort of springboarded the Tigers to, or rather the Cajuns, to a sweep of Maryland and then a 2-game midweek sweep of Kansas State. Cajuns took 2 out of 3 over Cal San Diego over the past weekend. Louisiana will go to the bullpen. They'll bring on their 3rd pitcher of the ball game, and it will be Parker Smith, sophomore right-hander from Montgomery, Texas. Smith making his 4th appearance of the year. No record. Solid 1.35 ERA in 6 2/3 innings. He's only given up 2 hits, 1 run. He's walked 1, struck out 5. Opponents hitting only .091 against him.
Yeah, and was a two-way player coming into his freshman year last year. Was one of the best catchers in the state of Texas. Did double duty last year. This year he's strictly going to go off of the bump, and he's been a really, really good addition to the bullpen for the Cajuns.
The catcher, Cade Aaron Beatty, will lead things off. Struck out his first time up. Takes a first pitch breaking ball from Smith for strike 1. Hayden Pearson goes 1 inning. No hits, no runs. Walked 1, struck out 1. 13 pitches, 6 for strikes as this one's up high.
1-1 grounded on the left side. Markle has it. Throw across to Amade is in time for the out.
Yeah, and Parker Smith, a lot like Gavin Guidry, likes that breaking ball. He's got a good fastball, upper 80s to low 90s. But he's going to rely on that curveball to get him out of a jam, and see that here. And Aaron Beatty just rolls over there to Drew Markle at third base and makes a good throw over there across the diamond to get to out number 1.
That'll bring up Seth Dardar, second baseman, called out on strikes his first time back in the second inning. This one's down low, ball 1. Colt Brown tried to frame it up, but that one was a little bit too low. Ground ball on the right side, but that is foul. Past first base coach Josh Simpson. Dardar with 14 walks this year in 14 games. That's 16th in the country coming into this week. One from Smith through the breaking ball. Dardar swung through it. It's 1-2. And now the Cajuns will go with the big shift as Drew Markle, the third baseman, will move out to the short right field position. And you can see the hole on the left side of that Cajun infield. 1-2. That one hops up. Tried to throw the change. That has to be such a tempting target for any hitter. 2-2 pitch, and that one hit him. Seth Dardar, as I said, he draws a lot of walks, but also hit by a pitch. For Parker Smith, his second of the year. Third time Dardar's been hit this year. So he's at first with one out. No stolen bases for Dardar this year as Daniel Harden will stand in. Strikeout victim his first time up. Harden making his first start of the year. He's seen action in 7 games. First pitch misses low and in. This one's also down low as Harden's able to hold up.
If you're Harden, you're looking for basically one pitch in one spot right here. Parker Smith having trouble finding the zone. So you're sitting on one pitch at the plate. Something to do damage on.
2-0 pitch. Boy, yanked that one foul. 111 miles an hour off the bat.
And thank goodness for those nets over there on the above the dugout on that first base side.
Or else somebody in our Section A crew down there may be eating one. Two balls and one strike. Came with the breaker, and it's 2-2. Smith's last outing was in that Kansas State series through 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. Struck out 3, did not figure in the decision. 2-2 pitch, swung at and missed. Went with the breaker again. First strikeout for Parker Smith. 7th strikeout for Cajun pitching.
And that's the pitch that Parker Smith wanted to execute to Dardar, the one batter before. Called that back foot breaking ball, just breaks right underneath the hands of that left-handed hitter, lands on that back foot, and it literally landed on the back foot of Dardar. Really good job of executing, good job of making that adjustment by Parker Smith.
2 gone for Trent Caraway. Flied out to right field his first time. Tried it again. That one misses outside. Dardar at first with the 1-out hit batsman. 1-0. This is a shot to left field. This is pretty deep. Hebert's going back, rather Collins is going back, but nobody is back there. Trent Caraway, the number 9 hitter, with his second home run of the year. Just like that, it's 3-2. Dardar scores in front. For Caraway, RBIs number 14 and 15 on the year. He is second on the Tiger team in runs batted in.
It's just a really good swing. You see that breaking ball gets down in the zone, but Caraway sinks into those legs, goes down and gets it, and it's a no-doubter off of the bat of Caraway, and he puts the Tigers on the board here, only down 1 run.
394 feet off the bat of Caraway. And Matt Deggs already on his way to the mound. He's already made the call. We'll come back to meet the new Cajun pitcher. When we return, we play in the top of the 5th. Cajuns lead 3-2. Tigers just struck for a pair. Louisiana will bring on its 4th pitcher of the ball game. And it will be left-hander Bryce Wilson. Freshman out of Moreau from Chalmette High School. Wilson making his 4th appearance of the year. 1-0 record-wise. 12.0 ERA. He's thrown 3 innings, given up 4 hits, 4 runs. He's walked 3, struck out 3.
Yeah, and Bryce Wilson going to come at you with a fastball, slider, changeup combination. Going to be 88-91 with that fastball. Again, another good slider coming back into the righties. Changeup going away.
He got a lot of ground balls in a couple of his appearances earlier this year that he came on in relief, and he will face the top of the order for the Tigers, Derek Curiel. He's been on base both times, walked in the 1st, singled in the 3rd. First pitch, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1.
And Wilson's fastball kind of comes out at a little funky angle, kind of hides that ball back behind him and just kind of shoots out of his armpit.
This one misses in. Curiel now hitting .308. Was caught trying to steal in the 1st after drawing the walk to lead off the ball game. 1-1, little tapper, slowly hit. Tough play for Hernandez. He'll try to barehand it, but he's got no play. So Curiel's got his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Yeah, and we talked about in Maddox Mandino's at bat just a couple innings ago, a push bunt that he tries to get on the right side of the pitcher's mound with the left-handed pitcher up. This is exactly what he was trying to do. Derek Curiel obviously not bunting, but works effectively as a push bunt. There's just nobody in once it gets past the pitcher, the second baseman, it's a really tough play to come all the way in and try to make that play with a speedy runner.
So Curiel at first, and Jake Brown at the plate. Singled in the 1st, hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd. .1-0 to Brown. Big cut and an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Might have had a little cut on it.
And you got to think that this is why Coach Matt Deggs decided to go with Wilson here against these 2 lefties.
Hits are even at 4 apiece. This one's fouled back. Caraway's home run, the 20th of the year for LSU as a team. One-two ground ball. Amade can't make the diving stab at it as it went to his right. Rounding second, headed for 3rd is Curiel. Tigers will have him at the corners with 2 outs. 3rd hit of the inning. Curiel running on contact with 2 outs. Was able to get all the way around easily to third base.
Jake Brown just takes that breaking ball, keeps that front shoulder in there, and sneaks it in between the first and second baseman. With Curiel's speed, easy first to third. He's 90 feet away. The tying run at third base brings up Big John Pearson.
Pearson came on as a pinch hitter in the fourth, struck out. He was the first batter that Hayden Pearson faced. But now in an RBI situation. And the first pitch from Wilson down low and in. 3 hits in the inning, including the 2-run homer by Trent Caraway. Breaking ball, or rather might have been the straight change, and Pearson was way out in front.
Pearson just hitting 250 off of lefties. Good healthy hack on the changeup.
This one skied to left field, but plenty room for Collins. And he'll make the catch. Tigers strand a couple of runners, but they get 2 on Trent Caraway's 2-run homer. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Cajuns 3, Tigers 2. What it looked like outside of Teague-Moore Field back in 2014 when Louisiana hosted the Super Regional. The attendance that day just a little bit under 4,300. And here's a look at some of the crowd tonight. Part of the 3rd largest crowd in Teague-Moore Field history tonight. 5,763. And the biggest crowd easily since the renovation of the stadium. It gives you a little bit better idea of where people are sitting. Now those first 2 crowds up there, I still have no idea where all those people were sitting or how they got in the gate, because they were there were not nearly that many seats available back then. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Tigers will go with their 3rd pitcher. It's going to be Connor Binge, senior right-hander, transfer from the Cajuns' next opponent, Dallas Baptist. Binge making his 3rd appearance of the year. He's only thrown 2/3 of an inning. He only faced 2 hitters, struck out 1 of them.
Yeah, we're going to dial it up a little bit here. Upper 90s with the fastball, and it's real velocity. And just a wipeout breaking ball. Not as big, but really short and quick breaking ball to complement the heat.
Ethan Plough goes 1 2/3 innings in his relief stint. And Connor Binge facing the Cajuns' leadoff hitter, Donovan LaSalle. LaSalle 0 for 2 tonight, struck out and flied out. Fouls this one back and down, no balls and 2 strikes. Plough gives up 2 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. 30 pitches, 24 strikes. The 0-2 from Binge. This is a chopper down the right field line and gets past the first baseman, York. Now it's going for 2, and in there safely is Donovan LaSalle as he stretches a single into a double.
And I think we might have a challenge by Coach Jay Johnson here.
Tigers will challenge.
LSU is challenging the call at second base.
LaSalle beat the throw at second base. We'll get a chance to look at it. Brown got it there, strong throw. I think his hand is in before the tag.
I think that's a good call. I think it's worth the challenge. I think it's absolutely worth the challenge. but I think his hand does get in there. I think that's gonna hold up.
Call on the field was safe, so once again, you've got to have clear and conclusive evidence to overturn the call, and from those 2 looks we had, I don't think you have that.
Well, and in a one-run game in this situation, right? The LSU's hit the big homer last inning. They get the lead just to 1 run by the Cajuns, and then you lead off the next inning with a double. Or as of now, it's a double. Crowd's getting back into it, and again, Coach Jay Johnson's, one of his primary points of focus for this game was make sure we're getting that leadoff out, which right now they haven't been able to do unless this call is overturned. And so you get the crowd back into it. You play into Coach Matt Deggs' small ball hand. And the possibilities are endless. Again, with Coach Matt Deggs, his offense, the way that he likes to run it, and a leadoff man on second base.
Well, Sal's playing in only his 7th game, and that is already his 4th double. In fact, now 5 of his 8 hits so far this year have been for extra bases.
After review, the runner at second base is safe.
They will uphold the safe call. So LaSalle does have double number 4 this year. And he is at second base with nobody out. LaSalle had a double on Sunday against Cal San Diego. Had a home run in the Saturday game and had 2 doubles in the Friday game in that series. Drew Markle officially 0 for 1. Drew a base on balls and scored in the first, struck out in the third. He was the last batter that the starter Gavin Guidry faced.
And if Markle decides to bunt again here, it should go down the third base line, and he should make the third baseman Caraway vacate the bag to field it.
Squares to bunt, goes after it, and gets it down third base line. It's a good one. They may not throw Markle out. This throw's going into right field. That's going to be the Tigers' 3rd error of the game. And the short game again comes through for the Cajuns tonight. I would think they'd credit Markle with a base hit. And then the error to allow LaSalle to score and Markle to go up to second base.
And really good bunt by Markle. And you see with the speed, and to your point, Dan, even if Binge puts the throw on the bag, I'm not sure that he gets Markle. And now Markle and LaSalle trade places, and we're in the same situation here all over again with runners in second base and nobody out.
The Tigers will go to the bullpen. Coach Johnson's already made the call. We'll come back to meet the new Tiger pitcher when we return. We play in the 5th. Cajuns lead at 4-2. Santiago Garcia, junior left-hander from Las Cruces, New Mexico, transfer from Oregon, making his 3rd appearance of the year. He's thrown only 2 innings this year. He's given up 3 hits, 3 earned runs. He has walked 3, but he struck out 5. So 5 of the 6 outs he's recorded this year have been by strikeout. That's the good news. The problem is he's given up 3 hits, and all of them have been for extra bases.
And you got to think that he's coming in to face the left-handed hitting Lee Amade. I mean, you got to think that there's a matchup in play. LSU has a right-hander warming in the bullpen, so we'll see if Coach Johnson only elects to throw Garcia to Amade and then go to the righties with the righties coming up here later in the inning.
Connor Binge throws to only 2 hitters, gives up the 2 hits. They did credit Markle with a base hit on the bunt, and then the move up on the throwing error.
Lee Amade does not have a hit against left-handed pitching this year. He's 0 for 4.
Garcia last threw back on February 24th in the loss to McNeese. Through 2/3 of the inning there, gave up 1 hit. Struck out 2. His longest stint this year has been 1 inning pitched against Nichols. And he'll face Lee Amadei, who's got 2 hits tonight. Doubled home run and scored in the first. Reached on a little nubber back in the 3rd inning. And takes the first pitch, 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Garcia.
We haven't seen Amadei bunt a whole lot this year. He likes to get to the pull side, which would play in this situation. It would allow Markle to move over.
Squares to bunt, takes the pitch well outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Amadei had 1 sacrifice bunt all year last year. None so far this year.
Looks like he's going to square around the bunt again.
2-1 pitch, that's down low.
Now, normally in this situation with a runner on second base, you would bunt it to the 3rd baseman. So again, that 3rd baseman would vacate the bag and the runner would move in behind him. But with the left-handed pitcher up, he's falling over to that 3rd base side. A kill bunt, a paced bunt to the right-hand side would play as well.
3-1, or rather 2-1, that's down low. I thought it was just 2-1.
See Zach York, the first baseman, is going to be playing way in on the grass, expecting that bunt. He's going to be charging as soon as he sees Amadei's hands square around the bunt.
Even the second baseman Dardar was charging in on that pitch.
And Dardar's responsibility at second base is going to be to cover first base if York vacates at first.
And now Garcia's going to call time, and the pitch clock was just about to tick down. So that avoided ball 4 by calling timeout. Louisiana scored 3 in the first on a couple of hits and a couple of errors. LSU came back in the top of this inning with 2 runs on Trent Carraway's 2-run homer. Louisiana scored 1 here. Right now it's an unearned run on the throwing error. And Markle is still out at second base.
Well, in 3-1 here, big hitters count. Let's see if Coach Matt Degg still wants to put the bunt on, or if he's going to give Markle the green, or the Amadei the green light at the plate.
Not bunting this time. Skies it to short center, left center field. It's the left fielder Harden who makes the catch for the first out.
And that's the last thing you want to do if you're Lee Amadei. You got to get that ball on to the right side of the field at some point, some kind of way, whether it's on the ground or a fly ball that would tag, allow Drew Markle to tag and get into scoring position. And it looks like Jay Johnson's going to go out and get Garcia. His job again was to get the lefty Amadei. And so his night's going to be done, but he had a good night.
Faced the 1 batter, got the fly ball. Tigers will go back to the bullpen, bring on their 5th pitcher of the ball game. We'll come back to meet the new Tiger pitcher. When we return, we play in the bottom of the 5th. Cajuns 4, Tigers 2. And it will be sophomore right-hander Maverick Reezy. Rizzi, a product of Fiskdale, Massachusetts, and making his 6th appearance of the year. No record, 1.35 ERA in 6 2/3 innings. He's only given up 1 hit, 1 run. He has struck out 8, but he's also walked 6 in those 6 2/3 innings. Opponents are only 1 for 20 against him this year, and if he looks tall on your TV screen, that's because he is. 6'9", 251.
And that warm-up pitch just came in at 95 miles an hour. So That 95 at that 6'9" frame, it looks like he's going to reach out and just put it into the catcher's mitt. It's going to get on you pretty quick there in the plate if you're the Cajuns. Got to understand that. And a hit is likely going to have to score Drew Markle out there at second base.
Santiago Garcia throws to just the one batter and gets the out.
But Maverick Rizzi in here to make sure that Markle does not score over at second base. Again, it's a power arm. It's real velocity.
Hernandez is also a switch hitter, so he will bat from the left side. Hernandez 0 for 2, a couple of fielder's choice ground balls. Right at 300 on the year now. Hitting .381 with runners in scoring position. Rizzi's already down to 3 on the pitch clock. And steps off right as the clock hits 0.
Looks like the Tigers might be
having something with the communication system. And I think that's the only reason that he didn't get ball 1 there. First pitch fastball down low at 96. This pitch hit on the right side. That's going to get into right field past the diving Dardar. That'll score Markle from second base. And Rico Hernandez with his 8th RBI of the year. And it's a 5-2 game.
And Hernandez just gets a fastball ahead in the count, 1-0. Gets a fastball down and in right into that lefty's barrel. And he finds the hole over there on that right side. That's a big RBI for the Cajuns here in the bottom half of this 5th inning.
That'll bring up Colt Brown. He's 2 for 2 already tonight. .96 on that fastball on the inside half. Call strike 1. Brown's got his average up to 362. And he's now hitting .545 with runners on base. This one's down low. Aaron Beatty tried to frame it up. Hernandez 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year. He draws a throw, and that one gets away, but just off the glove of York, and fortunate just to get a glove on that one.
And Rizzi's got a really good slider. That fastball's hard, again, mid to upper 90s. So that means that slider, that all-speed stuff's also going to be hard. Good count, 1-1 here to try and show that off.
That one gets away way up and in.
You know, we saw that Rizzi struggled in warm-ups to throw that breaking ball over for a strike. So if I'm the Cajuns watching in the dugout or in the on-deck circle, understand that he's having trouble throwing that breaking ball. I can just cheat to that fastball when I get one over the plate.
2-1 pitch. Little tapper toward first base. It is a fair ball. And they will throw to first and get the out. It'll be the 3-1. Hernandez will move up to second base. That'll bring up Steven Spalita. Scored a run on a sac fly in the first, struck out in the third. had what they used to call a home run cut and didn't catch up with it. Strike one. 96 miles an hour on the fastball that time from Rizzi. Same speed, but low and in this time. Louisiana has answered the Tigers 2 runs in the top of the 5th with their own 2 here in the bottom. Another big cut at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Spalita used to see an SEC pitching, was at Mississippi State just a year ago.
And he's going to go down to have a conversation with Cajun coach Matt Deggs.
He's talking to him about his bat path right there. It's 2 fastballs that Spalita's been just underneath. So he's telling him just to hunt the top side of that fastball and stay through it just a little bit longer, flatten out that swing just a little bit.
Spalita, part of a family affair in the Louisiana Athletic Department. His sisters, Brooke and Caroline, both of them members of the Cajun women's track and field team that just finished 2nd in the Sun Belt Conference indoor meet. 1-2 pitch. This is yanked foul off the screen. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another 96-mile-an-hour fastball misses low and away.
You know, in these situations here, they're basically 3rd down in football terms. 2-out RBI situations. The team that executes these more often and are able to cash in these runs with 2 outs, more often than not, win the ball game.
2-2 pitch, and that hit him. Spalita's hit by a pitch for the first time this year. For Rizzi, that's his 4th hit batsman. And the Cajuns have runners at 1st and 2nd now with 2 outs for Blaze Rodriguez, 0 for 2 tonight. Low and away. Rodriguez lined out in the 1st, grounded out in the 4th.
And when you get in the box with somebody that's throwing, you know, mid to upper 90s, he's going to supply all the power. So you really have just got to find a way to get that barrel to flush contact with the ball.
This fastball catches the inside half, and it's a ball and a strike.
Now, it's a lot easier said than done up here in the booth. I don't have a guy throwing 95 miles an hour at me.
That one misses away.
But you basically go up there with an educated guess. You see what he likes to get you up there with, what he likes to get ahead of you with, and what his put-away pitch is, and then you just formulate a plan from there.
2-1. That's wild outside. Gets away. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. 3rd wild pitch of the year for Rizzi.
And that fastball, just not a chance right out of the hand. You just see him yank it all the way across his body. And now 2 RBIs sitting out there for the Cajuns.
And Yaram Beatty had no chance at that one. So 3-1 to Rodriguez. Big cut and a miss. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball that was way up high out of the zone.
And that's one, again, that you're ahead 3-1. You know he's going to come with a fastball, so you just try to cheat to it. And sometimes you just guess, and you guess wrong right there.
3-2 pitch. Nubbed foul. That'll get into the box seats. Box seats also well full tonight. Part of that 5,763 on hand. 3-2 pitch. That's fouled again. This will get above the box seats and above our good friends down in the Cajun Cooking Club. We've already been hard at work tonight.
And they brought us our little care package, our little mid-game care package. They always send us a couple little snacks to get us through the game, so that's always my favorite part.
3-2 again, and again it's fouled away.
And Rodriguez has done a really good job of fouling off a bunch of fastballs, especially with 2 strikes. But does Rizzi have the confidence in that breaking ball to be able to land it for a strike or entice a swing and miss?
Again, the 3-2. And this is outside ball 4. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
See, and that's exactly the plan as a hitter, that you go up there and you see what the pitcher's got working tonight. And obviously Maverick Rizzi doesn't like his breaking ball. And so you go up there sitting fastball.
Jay Johnson on his way back to the hill. Haven't seen an indication yet. Tigers do have action in the bullpen. Somebody's ready.
Left-handed hitting Mandino up to the plate for the Cajuns. And they're going to stick with the big fella.
Stay with Rizzi here. With the bases loaded, 2 outs.
And if I'm Mandino here, again, watching the first couple at bats that Rizzi's thrown, I'm sitting 100% on a fastball. And if it comes over the plate, just cheat to it, try to get the head out of it and do damage.
This one's skied to left field, but that's going to drift over foul and get into the pavilion area. So the count will stay 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Tigers have left-hander Danny Lockenmeyer warming up, sophomore. Oh, 1 misses away. Mandino grounded out in the second, struck out in the fourth. At 289 on the year. 500 with the bases loaded this year. 1-1 is in on the inside corner, just above the knees. Good pitch from Rizzi. Call strike 2. Mandino just gets a piece of this one.
Now Rizzi gets ahead again, but does he have confidence in that breaking ball?
Hernandez at third, Spalita at second, Rodriguez at first. And that one gets behind him, and that's going to score a run. Second wild pitch of the inning for Rizzi.
That fastball just not even close. You see, again, he kind of double crosses himself and yanks it all the way across his body. And another run comes across here for the Cajuns.
3-run inning.
You got to think that that leash is getting pretty short for Maverick Rizzi.
2-2 pitch, swung at him, missed. Rizzi records the strikeout on Mandino to end the inning, but not before Louisiana scores 3. They do it on 3 hits. We'll go to the 6th. Cajun 6, Tigers 2. Games that these two teams have each played on their home field. They also played a lot of games in Metairie, at the Shrine on Metairie at Zephyr Field in the Wally Pontiff Classic. And this was some footage from 2019. Oren Veillon with a 2-run homer, and Handsome Monica followed him with a solo shot as the Cajuns have 2 home runs in the 8th inning, and they win that one by a score of 6-5. Jacob Schultz got the win in relief in that one, and that was such a good series when Tony Robichaux was head coach of the Cajuns, and Paul Maneri was the head coach of the Tigers. And of those games, obviously in honor of Wally Pontiff, played at the Shrine on Airline. Cajuns will come with their 5th pitcher of the ball game, and it will be Sawyer Pruitt. So the Louisiana follows with its own 6'7" freshman product out of Watson and Live Oak High School. Pruitt making his 6th appearance of the year. He started 2 games, both of them the midweek games, 2-0. 15 innings this year, is yet to give up an earned run.
I can tell you, after those 2 home runs right there in the 8th inning of that 2019 game, that was the hardest 6 outs to get. If I'm not mistaken, I think Cade Beloso pulled a home run foul down the right field line that would have tied it up.
1-1 to Zach York is low and in. York 0 for 1 officially, struck out in the 1st and drew a walk in the 4th. And this is a shot to right field up high. Coming on is the right fielder LaSalle. He will get there and make the catch for the 1st out. That was what you call a towering fly ball.
Yeah, it's a big league fly ball. I mean, that thing stayed up in the air for 7 seconds. And as an outfielder, you just got to be careful because that thing starts coming down really fast. You got to be careful not to overrun it, stay behind it, and let the ball come into you. Donovan LaSalle does a good job out there and right.
Stephen Milam's 0 for 2. Popped up in the 2nd, grounded into a double play in the 4th. And the first pitch from Pruitt, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, misses low and in. This pitch is at the knees on the inside corner. TrackMan says it was a strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pruitt made starts against Rice and Maryland. I'm sorry, against Rice and Kansas State, and got wins in both of those. Six shutout innings against Kansas State, as this one's the 2-1's fouled away. He struck out 9 in those 6 innings in that one.
Yeah, it's another one of those big long arms that it's just deceptive. That 92 looks 94, 95 miles an hour by the time he's halfway down the mound letting it go. And you see Sawyer Pruitt, big over the top arm angle, really, really good downhill fastball.
This one's popped up, it'll get out of play. Up on the roof, count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two from Pruitt. Little ground ball. Markle will make the catch in short right field. The third baseman had the shift on, and Milam just hit it right into the shift. So that will go down, if you're scoring, as a 5-3 putout.
That's just wild. That's a ground ball to the pull side that your third baseman fields in right field. You can't make it make sense. And it's a good thing we're not on the radio.
Yeah, how do you explain that? Cade Arambidi 0 for 2. Takes one way up and in, 91 mile an hour for ball 1. Because if the Cajuns don't have the shift on there, that's a base hit. Towering left field fly ball. This is pretty deep. Collins is going back. Now he's got a little room. Wynn's going to hold it up. He's got to come in to make the catch. But it's an up and down inning for Sawyer Pruitt. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Still Cajun 6, Tigers 2. Get a look at some of the crowd there on hand, and there's my broadcast partner Brennan Bro, who has been on both sides of this baseball rivalry. Played his first 2 years out of high school for the Tigers, then came back to his hometown to play his final 3 collegiate years. I know you have pretty good memories from both places.
Absolutely, absolutely. I didn't get to play for Coach Johnson, but played under Coach Paul Maneri. In 2017, we made it all the way to the NCAA finals. We were 2 wins away from winning a national championship, and then able to come back home and finish it out here. Man, I wouldn't have changed it for the world.
We will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Maverick Rizzi is still out there working now in his first full inning of work. He came on in relief with 1 out in the 5th. And he'll face Mark Collins, who flied out his last time up when he came on as a pinch hitter, stayed in the game and play in left field in this one. 0-1 from the 6'9" Rizzi. Swung at and missed at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, and I've been a part of this game here from just about every angle. My first 2 years, again, wearing the purple and gold. My 3rd year, I transferred, but they didn't have the transfer portal back then, so I had to sit out that year. So I watched it from the dugout in the 2018 year. 2019 year, I played it in the vermilion and white. And then now I'm in the booth broadcasting it. So, I mean, literally from every angle I've played, I've been a part of this game. It's really cool.
And for one, I'm glad to have you. Pitch misses outside. Is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You make it easy on me, Dan. You make it easy.
Collins came on as a pinch hitter, pinch hitting for Griffin Hebert. Stayed in the game in left field. 222 on the year, but hitting 400 when he leads off innings, but swings and misses at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 2nd strikeout for Rizzi. And the 2nd strikeout in a row. So maybe he's found a little bit after he hit a batter and walked a batter right before the inning-ending strikeout.
Well, and again, if you're the Cajuns offense, just go up there cheating to that fastball. You get it over the white part of the plate, get the bat head out, and it's going to go. If you hit it, if you catch the barrel on it, it's going to go.
Donovan LaSalle doubled and scored his last time up. His 4th double of the year, and that comes in only 7 games.
Again, we haven't seen Rizzi be able to land that breaking ball.
0-1 breaker misses outside.
You know, I tell you, all the 3 coaches that I played for were so different stylistically.
Big cut and a miss.
You got Paul Maneri, who was like the best game manager and had this instinct to make the right calls at the right time. And so meticulous with his preparation. And then you play for Coach Robichaux, and it's total pitching and defense. And then you play for Coach Deggs, which is so offensive heavy and so offensive minded.
1-2 is skied. That'll get into the box seat area just out of the reach of York.
And it's given me the perspective now that I'm up in the booth to be able to analyze it and pull back from all 3 of those guys from the pitching, defense, and game management side of the game. It's been such a blessing.
LaSalle out of Lake Charles. That Barb High School program swings and misses at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And now Rizzi, who really struggled to find the plate into a few Cajun hitters, he's now struck out 3 in a row.
Yeah, and he's just rearing back and throwing that fastball as hard as he can over the plate. Good little 2-seam on the heater at 96 miles an hour. Cajuns got to find a way to stay and match that plane of that good heater from Rizzi.
Drew Markle swings and misses at the breaking ball this time. Markle 1 for 2. Had the bunt single and came around to score in the 5th inning. Fouls this one away, and quickly Rizzi is out front, no balls and 2 strikes. Rizzi's about to throw his 40th pitch of the ball game. This one gets away.
this one does. Markle hitting .267. Tied for the Louisiana lead with 2 home runs. One of them earlier this year was a walk-off. Fouls away another 2-2.
If you're Markle, can you recognize that breaking ball? Again, haven't seen it in the zone. Only time it's been a strike is on a swing and miss. Markle's seen that once to begin this at bat.
2-2 is high and tight, and now it's full. Here comes the 3-2, and that is in for call strike 3. Another fastball. And Rizzi strikes out the side in the 6th. We'll go to the 7th inning. It's still Cajun 6, Tigers 2. The standings in the Sun Belt Conference, of course, all of these, the non-conference records. Southern Miss right now ranked #1 in the country in RPI, and there's a reason they're 11-1 this year. Coastal Carolina over there with that 7-5 record, they've struggled a little more than a lot of people thought. They've had a lot of injury problems, and of course they were picked to win the league by a pretty good margin by the coaches in the preseason poll, with Southern Miss right there in second. Pretty much the consensus that Coastal, Southern, and Troy, the top 3 teams in the league, and then the Cajuns and Marshall right there close for the #4 spot. Top of the 7th, Seth Dardar will lead things off for the Tigers. Struck out in the 2nd, hit by a pitch, and scored in the 5th on Trent Caraway's 2-run homer. And Sawyer Pruitt out for his 2nd inning of work. Got 3 straight outs in the 6th. This one misses up high. Some scores around the Sun Belt. Arkansas State leading Louisiana Tech 7-2 in the 7th inning in Ruston. Arkansas State continues to surprise everybody with what they're doing. They're 10-3, a couple innings away from being 11-3 and beating a good Bulldog team in Ruston. Old Dominion defeated Virginia Commonwealth 12-10. Wake Forest took a win at App State 9-8. Vanderbilt and Troy squared off in Nashville tonight. Vanderbilt took that one 4-1. The 2-0 is in for a call strike. Citadel beat Georgia Southern 7-1. A couple other games still in progress. Nichols leading Southern Miss in the top of the 8th, 3-2. There's a surprise. 2-1 misses away, and the only other game in Monroe, Southeastern Louisiana, well, they missed the extra point. They beat ULM 16-6. That's the scores across the Sun Belt. We'll get those SEC scores next opportunity. Here comes the 3-1. This is wide toward the shortstop, but Rodriguez had Dardar played perfectly, and there's one gone.
Not how you draw it up for Dardar. On the 3-1, you try to get that bat head out and do damage on it. He gets that fastball up and in and just is not able to get extended. Just jams it out to Blaze Rodriguez over there at shortstop.
So 1 out for Daniel Harden, who struck out twice tonight. Skies this one to short left field. Collins has room. Now the wind's going to catch it. Has to make the moving catch, but makes the grab for the 2nd out. Quickly look at the SEC scores. Number 11 ranked Georgia loses to Western Carolina tonight 10-9. Tennessee beat Oakland 11-2. Florida beat Florida A&M 7-5. South Carolina in top of the 8 leads Charleston Southern 4-1. As Trent Caraway stands in. He's provided the Tigers only 2 runs of the night. Takes the first pitch, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Towering shot to left field back in the 5th inning. It scored Seth Dardar in front. Just gets a piece of this breaking ball. For Caraway, that was his 2nd home run of the year, and RBIs number 14 and 15. He's 2nd on the team, only behind Jake Brown in runs batted in. 1-2 breaker. Trackman says it was easily a strike.
Well, and it looks like everybody but Benjamin Wood thought it was a strike. You see Sawyer Pruitt for sure.
1-2 pitch, swung at and missed. Second straight up and down inning for Sawyer Pruitt. 7th inning stretch time at the Teague. Somebody break out John Fogerty. It's Cajun 6, Tigers 2. The echoes of John Fogerty in center field, the traditional 7th inning stretch music here at the Teague, and it's been that way for about 4 decades that I know of. And I can promise you one thing, they're going to keep singing and they will finish the second chorus. They may have to turn off the music on the public address system, but they won't turn off the fans. And they'll have time to get in that second chorus because the Tigers will go to the bullpen. And they'll bring on their 6th pitcher of the day. Danny Lockenmeyer, sophomore left-hander from Eagan, Minnesota, by way of North Dakota State. Lockenmeyer will be making his 3rd appearance of the year. He's only thrown 1 full inning this year. He's walked 1, struck out 1. They have so much fun with that. Lockenmeyer will face 3, 4, 5 in the Cajun order.
A little bit bigger choir here tonight.
Yeah. That last bit of center field got a little louder tonight than normal. Lee Amadei will stand in and lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. Amadei 2 for 3. Doubled home a run and scored in the 1st. The 0-1. According to Benjamin Wood, misses. Trackman said it was right on the corner. 1-1 pitch. That breaking ball, that one cuts the heart of it. And quickly, Lockenmeyer's out front, 1 ball, 2 strikes. His last outing was a 1/3 of an inning against McNeese. Walked 1, got 1 out. Only faced 2 batters. 1-2 pitch, nubbed over toward the Louisiana dugout. Amadei's double in the 1st inning was a big part of that 3-run first. And it was his 4th double of the year. He had 18 of those last year as this pitch is up high. That was 2nd in the Sun Belt Conference. The 2-2 is also up high. A couple of the scores in the SEC. Kentucky defeated Eastern Kentucky 8-4. Alabama's up on Alabama State 9-0 in the 5th. North Alabama leading Ole Miss 4-1, and they play in the 6th. 3-2 misses outside, ball 4. Amadei draws the leadoff walk. He's on base for the 3rd time as Rigoberto Hernandez will stand in. 1 for 3 officially, had an RBI single in the 5th. Bluffs the bunt, pulls it back from one that was up high. Back-to-back fielder's choices for Hernandez, his first 2 at-bats tonight. Squares to bunt, bunts it back into the screen, and it's a ball and a strike.
with the lefty Lackenmeyer. Again, Hernandez going to try and get that bunt out past the pitcher's mound. He's going to almost try to bunt it to the second baseman, Dardar, with the left-handed pitcher falling off to the third base side.
Hernandez working on a 5-game streak of reaching base. Breaking ball stays up high. Squared to bunt, pulled it back.
And a regular sac bunt in this situation, the bunt would go to the first base side. Unlike a runner at second base, the third baseman now has to charge in and cover, and the pitcher's responsibility is that first base side.
Gets the bunt down. It's a pretty good one. He'll have to go to first, and York will make the tag on Hernandez for the first out, and Amade will move up to second base. On the sac bunt.
Hernandez gets the bunt down just a little bit hard. Just trying to get it towards that second baseman, Dardar. But ultimately gets the runner, Amade, over 90 feet in a scoring position.
Jay Johnson making his way out to the hill once again. Lackenmeyer's thrown to 2 batters here in the inning. And only has 1 total inning all year, spread across his previous 2 appearances. He does have a right-hander, Colt Brown, who's on deck.
Jay Johnson's taking all the time that he's gonna be given. And you can see they're having a pretty casual conversation.
And he'll make the call. Tigers will go to the bullpen here in the 7th with 1 out. We'll come back to meet the new LSU pitcher when we return. We play in the bottom of the 7th. Cajuns leading at 6-2. The bullpen bring on their 7th pitcher of the night, and it is a familiar name to Acadiana area baseball fans. Is Grant Fontenot, the redshirt senior from Lafayette High School. Began his college career at Texas before transferring back to the Tigers last year. Fontenot making his 5th appearance of the year. He's got 1 save this year. No record, 6.75 ERA. 2 2/3 innings. He's given up 7 hits, but only 2 earned runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 4.
Yeah, and we're going to dial it back up again. This is upper 90s on the fastball. Good straight 4-seamer with a pretty good slider to pair with it too. So again, Cajuns got to be ready in there, prepared to 96 to 98. I mean, it's that live in there.
So Fontenot back pitching in his hometown. And he will face Colt Brown with a runner at second and 1 out. And that warm-up fastball touching about 96.
And you got to think
he's a little amped up.
I was about to say, you got to think packed house here on a Wednesday night. Feels really good outside. He's in front of his hometown again. He's got a little bit extra on it tonight.
Colt Brown's 2 for 3. Singled his first 2 times up, grounded to first his last time. 354 now on the year. And hitting .545 with runners in scoring position. And that's what he's got in Amade. First pitch from Fontenot misses well low and away. Nicely blocked by Aaron Beatty. No pitch, that's down low.
You're Colt Brown, you're sitting fastball in one spot here, making sure that Fontenot can throw it over the plate.
The 2-0 is down low. Brown out of Seguin, Texas, from Navarro High School. True freshman. He's taken over as the starting catcher for the Cajuns this year. Pumps in a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike one.
Nothing like a get me over 97. Get back in the count.
Three-one from Fontenot. That was called strike. Keep making reference to the TrackMan, but TrackMan says that wasn't even close.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that one. I look pretty low here to the naked eye, but nonetheless.
Yep. Here comes the 3-2. Nubber toward third. That'll be in foul ground. There's that former slick fielding infielder making the play.
That's better footwork this time.
Yes, it was. Much better footwork. So 3-2 again. Amade's still at second base. One gone. Nubber back to Fontenot, and now they've got Amade caught in the middle. Throw to the second baseman Dardar, and Amade keeping the rundown going and finally tagged out for the second out as Brown's able to get up to second base.
And Amade turned a mistake into something positive on the back end of that play. You're supposed to see that ball past the pitcher and make sure that that exact situation doesn't happen or you get caught in that rundown, but good job of staying in the rundown long enough so that Cole Brown trades places with him and gives Steven Spalita an RBI chance.
Lines this one to left field. Coming on is the center fielder, Curiel. He can't get there. The run will score. Spalita with his second RBI of the night. And it's a 7-2 game. Diving effort in center field by Curiel. Just came up short.
And right on cue, right? I mean, that's why you stay in that rundown if you're Amade. Turning the negative into a positive. You get Cole Brown in a scoring position so that way he can score with 2 outs on any hit that falls safely. A big RBI for the Cajuns here to add on to this already what was a 4-run lead, now a 5-run lead, 7-2 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Spalita draws a throw to first as Blaze Rodriguez stands in. 0 for 2 with a walk his last time. .95 up high, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. We talked about Brown. Of course, Rodriguez, the other true freshman, playing in a key position and the starting shortstop every game this year. And again, I think Aaron Beatty is having some trouble with that communication system. The 1-0 from Fontenot. Misses low and away.
And Rodriguez sitting fastball all the way.
Squared to bunt. Took another 97-mile-an-hour one. It's 2-1. Cajuns on the road this weekend. Big 3-game series at Dallas Baptist. Runner goes on the pitch. Swung at and missed. Throw down is way up high. And Spalita has his second stolen base of the year. Tigers will return home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They've got Sacramento State coming in for 3. 2-2 from Fontenot. Little chopper is over Fontenot's head. It's going to be a tough play, and they won't get anybody. But now the Cajuns ran through the stop sign, and Spalita's going to be tagged out trying to score.
Louisiana does get one. We'll go to the 8th. It's Cajun 7, Tigers 2. Play doesn't start until 2 more weekends, but you look at all those good records. There are 11 different teams in the SEC that have 2 or fewer losses. And of course, Texas still unbeaten on the year. Tigers were picked in the conference, or rather the preseason poll of the coaches, to finish first, ahead of the currently unbeaten Longhorns. Mississippi State 3rd, Arkansas 4th. Pretty much a consensus. Those were the top 4 in all those polls. I want to take another look at that last play, and this is going to be a teaching moment for my partner.
Yeah, let's break it down real quick. Softly hit ball just gets over the pitcher, and really heads up play by Seth Dardar rather. Coach Matt Deggs is going to wave Colt Brown all the way around, and Dardar pump fakes, knowing that he's probably not going to be able to get the runner at first base with Colt Brown, or with Steven Spalita, excuse me, going around. Good heads up play for the 3rd out.
If he had thrown to first, which he probably had no chance to get the runner, if he throws to first, the run does score. So that's a smart play by Dardar to get the out. So we'll go to the 8th, and second pitch swinging. Derek Curiel has his 3rd hit of the night. He lines this one to right field. Tigers have the leadoff runner on base for the first time since the 1st inning. And that was Curiel with a leadoff walk.
Yeah, it's just a fastball, I mean, right over the heart of the plate. And not something that Derek Curiel gets a whole lot, and when he does, he doesn't miss it.
Jake Brown takes a fastball, a little up high for ball 1. Sawyer Pruitt on for his 3rd inning of work. He had retired 6 in a row, 2 straight 3 up, 3 down innings until Curiel's base hit here in the 8th. And this one skied to left field pretty deep. Going back is Collins. He is on the track. He'll make the catch. To it, Jake Brown has got some pop.
Yeah, off the bat.
He he didn't even square that up. He took it all the way to the warning track.
Yeah, coming off the bat at 95 miles an hour. Off the bat, I thought this had a chance to leave the yard. And I mean, just another biscuit, a couple extra pull-ups at lunch. I mean, that thing probably leaves the yard here.
Tigers will come with a pinch hitter. It'll be Omar Cerna, freshman from Houston, Texas. Applies his trade as a catcher. Takes the first pitch, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Cerna started 4 games for the Tigers this year. He's hitting .250. No homers, 5 runs batted in. And laces this one to left field. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's going to go into the Cajun bullpen, foul ball.
And Coach Johnson really high on Cerna. You know, unfortunately, he doesn't have the starting role just yet, but he's learning behind a really good catcher in Cade Arambidi.
The 0-2 pitch, swung in and missed. Brown holds on for the 2nd out.
And that's, Cerna is a perfect example of what the coaching staff at LSU wants to do. You know, that you can only play 9 people at a time. And so some people by default are going to sit, but you have the ability to learn in front of really, really good players that are one day going to play at a really high level, possibly make it even in the big leagues, be future all-stars. And those dividends are going to pay on and pay off as their careers continue to mature.
That was the 9th strikeout for Louisiana pitching. And with 2 outs, Zach York is the scheduled hitter as Coach Jay Johnson brings him over along with Curiel from first base. And the on-deck hitter, Stephen Milam. Curiel's at first with the leadoff single. But Pruitt's been able to get a couple outs. York 0 for 2 officially. Struck out in the first, walked, and then was erased on a double play in the 4th and flied out deep to right field in the 6th.
First pitch, 90-mile-an-hour strike from Sawyer Pruitt. York was actually the first batter to face Pruitt in the 6th inning. Threw the changeup this time, and it's 0-2. And Pruitt has looked really sharp so far. Two pitches in for call strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sawyer Pruitt. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Cajun 7, Tigers 2. LSU will head back home for the weekend series. They'll take on Sacramento State, 6:30, 6, and 1 p.m. All of those Central Time on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They'll all be available on the SEC Network, as will the following Tuesday, as they'll take on Creighton in the final of a 4-game homestand, and then they'll hit the road to start SEC play. Friday, March the 13th, they'll be at Vanderbilt. It's a 6 o'clock game available on the SEC Network Plus, as conference play right around the corner for both of these two teams. Tigers will go to the bullpen. They'll bring on their 8th pitcher of the night, and it's Jaden Newt, redshirt junior right-hander from Oak Park, California. 3rd year in the Tiger program. Newt making his 4th appearance of the year. He started 1 game. No record, 6.23 ERA. He does have a save this year. 4 innings, 4 1/3 innings actually. 3 hits, 3 earned runs. He's walked 3. He struck out 6. Opponents hitting only 200 against him.
Yeah, and really he's got one job here, and that's just to throw up another 0 and give his team a chance to get back in it and hopefully tie up the game in the 9th inning. For the Tigers right now, you can't really afford to give up any more runs.
Maddox Mendino 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch, 81 miles an hour on the breaking ball, is in for call strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch, tried to get the bunt down, fouled it away, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Tigers have only scored in 1 inning tonight. That was the 2-run homer by Trent Carraway in the 5th inning. Louisiana scored 3 in the 1st, 3 in the 5th, 1 more in the 7th. Oh, 2, tapped foul. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Heads up over there in the box seat area, or rather the end of the grandstand area. So Newt still out in front, 0-2. Lines this one to left field. Harden's going to drift back, got plenty room, and he'll make the catch for the first out. So Mendino is going to, looks like he's going to have a 4-game hitting streak broken tonight.
He just gets underneath that fastball from Jaden Newt. 1 gone here in the 8th.
Mark Collins, Cajun left fielder, 0 for 2, came on as a pinch hitter, stayed in the game in left field, flied out and struck out his 2 appearances.
And Newt's got a really easy delivery to be able to throw 95 from that slot.
0-1 pitch, ground ball toward 3rd, in between hop for Carraway. Across to York is in time, and quickly there are 2 gone.
And then he comes back with a wicked changeup. I mean, you see it just hit the brakes about halfway up the plate. Mark Collins just gets fooled, and Carraway, good job backing out of that hop, giving himself a good angle and completing the play with the throw over there across the diamond.
2 gone for Donovan LaSalle. Doubled and scored back in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. Nice breaking ball from Newt for call strike one. LaSalle played in 43 games for Oklahoma State over 2 years with 22 starts. Played some in the outfield, some as a DH. Fouls this one away. Former Prep Baseball Report Louisiana Player of the Year in 2023 at Barbe High School. Fouls away the 0-2. He only hit .510 senior year in high school at Barbe. And you know, Barbe wasn't playing a lot of subpar teams. They play a good schedule.
Oh, absolutely. It's you just got to be careful with the high fastball or the breaking ball here.
Again, the 0-2's fouled away. That'll get up into the grandstand area. Maybe. Nope, up on the roof.
Climb the ladder, 2 high fastballs in a row. Newt's got a really good breaking ball. So see if they change the eye levels here, try to get that swing and miss.
Newt again with the 0-2. Went after one up out of the zone. And an up and down inning for the Cajuns, and Jaden Newt in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th inning. Tigers need 5 to keep this one going. Cajuns lead at 7-2. Louisiana will be on the road Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3-game trip to take on a very good Dallas Baptist team. All those games will be on ESPN+. And after that, Louisiana will return back home for another 5-game week, and all of them at home. They'll take on Texas Rio Grande Valley Tuesday, McNeese on Wednesday, and then they'll open Sun Belt Conference play. The following Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, South Alabama. The old rivalry with the Jaguars will be in there that weekend. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Stephen Milam, the shortstop, will lead things off 0 for 3 tonight as Sawyer Pruitt back out for his 4th inning of work, trying to finish this one up. He's only given up 1 base runner, 1 hit. Struck out 3. Obviously hasn't walked anybody.
And let's see if the Tigers' approach changes a little bit. Let's see if they take till they get a strike. Try to make Sawyer Pruitt.
Line drive, and Amade gloves it right at dirt high.
Well, I guess we know our answer now. I guess we know the answer, that they're not going to take till they get a strike.
Not the pitch he wanted, though.
Milam goes after the first pitch that he likes, and Lee Amade just picks that right up off the ground.
So 1 out for Aaron Beatty. The catcher's 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, and flied out. And the 1-0 gets away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Aaron Beatty, 279 now. Came into the game right at 300. Pruitt only threw 32 pitches in the previous 3 innings. But is up high with this one, and now it's 3-0. .91-mile-an-hour get me over fastball. That one's fouled back on one that might have been up out of the zone, and now it's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pruitt working in a hurry. This one's fouled away again. He definitely doesn't take very much time. You don't need the pitch clock when he's out there on the hill. Here comes the 3-2. That's up high, ball 4. First walk given up by Pruitt, just the second base runner.
third walk given up by Cajun pitching. Tigers will come with a pinch hitter for Dardar here. And it will be freshman Mason Braun out of South Bend, Indiana. Braun started 7 games this year, hitting .258, 1 homer, 6 runs batted in. And the first pitch from Pruitt misses away.
The key for the Tigers is base runners. You got to get some traffic on the bases. You got to find a way to get to a point where you can bring the tying run back up to the plate. So then you just got to grind out at bats and get it to the next guy.
1-0 is down low. This one's on the inside corner. Pruitt had retired 10 of the 11 he's faced until the walk. 2-1 pitch. This is line to right center field. This one's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second is Aaron Beatty. He's headed for third. And the Tigers have him at the corners with 1 out. Braun's 9th hit of the year. And he's at first base.
And just gets a fastball out over the middle and does what good hitters do. And it's like Coach Sandy's going to come out and have a word with his big freshman.
Pruitt had started 2 midweek games this season against Rice and Kansas State. And he went 4 innings and 6 innings in those. So he's pitching in his 4th inning here. So that's not uncharted territory for him. He got a win in both of those games against Rice and Kansas State. Louisiana does have some action in the bullpen. That's Garrett Carter, who's up and throwing.
And what a great job that he's done with this pitching staff. Pitching at right at a 3.9 ERA for the year. That's 57th in the country. And on top of that, the job that Coach Seth Thibodeau's done with the defensive responsibilities, fielding it before this game at a 982, that's 34th in the country. So pitching and defense has been their strong suit through the first quarter of the season for the Cajuns.
Daniel Hardin's 0 for 3. Struck out twice, flied out his last time up. Hit it pretty well to left field last time. Swings and misses. And a low fastball that was well down out of the zone. Breaking ball this time. Just catches the bottom part of the zone, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Swung at and missed. Hardin is a strikeout victim for the 3rd time tonight. 4 strikeouts for Pruitt and 10 strikeouts for Cajun pitching.
And again, just a really good breaking ball by Pruitt. Getting Hardin to get out in front of it and just misses that barrel. The Cajuns are 1 out away from here from putting the bow on it.
Trent Carraway's provided the only 2 runs of the night for the Tigers. 2-run homer back in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3, fouls away the first 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Rounded back up the middle. Hits Pruitt's glove. He's able to knock it down and pitch it over to Amade. And Louisiana will take their 10th win in the last 11 games. They win this one by a score of 7-2. This team still stays very hot. They get only 9 hits, but somehow they manufacture 7 runs out of that, Brendan, and this has become the MO for this Cajun team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the tone was set in the first inning with the 3 spot by the Cajuns, only giving up 2 runs here in the middle innings, and you're right, Dan, it's pitching and defense that carried them the rest of the way. Only 1 error tonight. Pretty good complete game by the Cajuns all the way around. They get another W here tonight on a Wednesday.
10 out of 11 for the Cajun squad. With the win, they now improve to 10-3 on the year. With the loss, the Tigers fall to 11-3. Cajuns win this one tonight, 7-2. For our outstanding crew with their great work all night, and for my partner Brendan Breaux, I'm Dan McDonald saying so long from Teague Moore Field at Russo Park. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.